Ghoulies, and welcome, Viva la Milwaukee show. If you knew it or not, the doctor had a long history in Milwaukee, from the early days.
Yep.
Lest us forget the forgotten Milwaukee scene or something like that. I don't forget, though, because I was romping around the Starship back when the Dead Boys, the Cramps, the Plasmatics was playing there.
Cool.
And my band would play there, too, the Pink Godzillas.
Pink Godzilla.
Some random Tuesday night, of course, But some of the bigger shows showed up there on a random night. And that, of course, bumping around quarters with Beautiful Bert. Or, of course, the many infamous gigs at the Odd Rock Cafe. Oh, my God, up there, the Vandals, Gwar, UK Subs, all those bands we were hanging out, having fun. Of course, Gigi's rare performance. I was at that one, too.
Cool.
You know what a hot summer night is if you go see Gigi when it's 90 degrees in the middle of the summer. In Milwaukee at the Odd Rock. Mr. Koshik, where are you? We love you. We love Milwaukee, though.
Oh,
and it's been a great pleasure to be on Channel 14 in Milwaukee. I think I'm right in saying that. Sometimes 96, I think.
96.
Anyway, we've had some fun up in Milwaukee. And, we are also very inspired by Milwaukee horror hosts. Of course, I don't remember the advisor. He was on probably before my time. But, of course, Dr. Cadaverino and Toulouse No-Neck have a deep connection with the doctor. You see, growing up as a kid, it was interesting because I had Sven Gulli from Chicago and Dr. Cadaverino. Imagine when you're 9 years old to have that much going on in your life.
That's incredible.
It is incredible, okay? And both, one from Chicago, one from Milwaukee. You felt very in touch with those cities, especially when Dr. Cadaverino would come on. Milwaukee just seemed more in reach to a boy in Kenosha. You know what I'm saying. In any case, then later, of course, Toulouse No-Neck came on, and he was on, and then there was the son of Sven Gulli. So I kind of had four hosts that I consider growing up with, The early ones, of course, I was such a young boy that I was scared staying up that late to watch them.
You were scared?
It was terrifying to a young kid, especially Dr. Cadaverino. He
scary.
Scared me more than the movie.
He was scary.
And I think he probably liked that. Good old Jack DeBlond. We miss him. It was great to induct him into the Horror Host Hall of Fame. And Channel 6 came and did a story. That was really, really sweet of them. Certainly appreciated that. And it was an honor to bring Dr. Cadaverino to the Horror Host Hall of Fame. And I guess I ended up representing Milwaukee in a sense there.
Yeah, you did.
Now the other two hosts, of course, then it was the 80s. For some reason, either they got wise, they figured that, that audience was out partying in the 80s. So they put Son of Sven Gulli and Toulouse No-Neck in the afternoons.
Oh.
And we would be playing out in bands all night when we were like 19, and then recovering in the living room over at the Lampini house. Oh yes, and then we would sit around and watch the host cut up on the movies as we cut up on them as well. I can remember the giant claw very clearly being shown on Toulouse No-Neck's show. Toulouse, where are you? We're still looking for Toulouse.
Still can't find him.
He might be up there in Milwaukee watching right now from his secret laboratory. You think? I think so.
That's what's going on.
You never know. And like I said, it's been nice to have been on Channel 14 all those years in Milwaukee on MATA. And, we really, we were crazy at one point. We were driving up to the MATA station on Tuesday nights to do our show live. Now, I don't know how many of you Milwaukee Ghoulies actually remember that, because from what I understand, that was pretty much early 2004. We made some appearances at the Times Cinema when they showed GMK, the Godzilla movie. And we did like 4 Milwaukee live shows. Unfortunately, as far as I know, unless some Milwaukee Ghoulie taped them, I know we did the Munsters up there. But I can't remember, after 11 years of hosting Crimson Theater, it gets a little bit hard to remember. Except for this one, a very interesting show with Mr. Dick Golombiewski and his friend that had the only print of Edison's Frankenstein. Complete print, by the way.
Wow.
And very much like a Father Time character. Interesting character. This is a show that was done, I believe, in December on Channel 14 MATA in Milwaukee. So let's just roll that as we get a little, we're reminiscing a bit tonight. And a special show just for the Milwaukee viewers.
Yeah.
So if you're on Locust or Wisconsin or the Grand Avenue Mall, no matter where you are, if you're sitting next to the torn down Odd Rock Cafe, I know, the memories.
Oh.
Yes. And we won't forget Shank Hall. We want to know when his the next Sylvain performance will be there. Definitely, where are the tents experts? Where Stony, where are you? Fly and the Swatters. I miss you all. How about Nicole and the Educators? All right. Anyway, get right into a very rare encore performance of Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, showing Gigantus the Fire Monster, live in Milwaukee, 2004 at MATA. Of course, we're very excited because the doc will be appearing in front of the Times Cinema Saturday the 27th for the opening of GMK Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah on a big screen. Can you imagine that? This is going to be absolutely fabulous, Perry. I am so excited. The doc will probably show up around 7 o'clock, and I'll try not to be unfashionably late as I can be sometimes. Anyway, we do have a real treat for you. We have the original, or should I say scenes from the original sequel to Godzilla, Godzilla Raids Again, and some very, very interesting guests that you're going to just have to stick around to check out. This is really exciting. I'm very happy to be up here in Milwaukee. I love this city, and I was noticing, if the Brewers keep losing, we could turn that into the Godzilla Park real easy. The head, looks a lot like, you could make that look like Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
That's the strange imagination of Dr. Destruction, but, that's why you ghoulies keep tuning in up here. Must be a really great thing that we're up here. Either that or the eggs are going to be flying again up here in Milwaukee.
Oh.
You know how that can go. Anyway, ghoulies, we're really excited, as I said before, and I had to take a little break from Kenosha, because it's getting hot down there since I threw in my top hat for candidacy for mayor there. And that's why I had to use this hat now, because that one was thrown into the mayoral race. And I'm really running, ghoulies. It's no joke. Anyway, you want to see something funny? Here you go. Godzilla Raids Again on Dr. Destruction's... All right, ghoulies. How about that? Great Godzilla footage. Awesome movie. But I do have my good friend here, Al Detzlaff. Okay, that's, pronouncing these. It's so hard for a Hungarian to pronounce these things. But I understand that you have the rights to a restored version of Edison's Frankenstein. Would you like to tell me a little bit, my ghoulies, about that?
Yeah, I not only have the restored version, I have the original film that was made in 1910 by Thomas Edison, and still in pretty good condition. It runs about 14 minutes, and it's on 35 millimeter theatrical stock, which was used back in those old days. And it's the only known copy to exist anywhere in the world. And I was honored at the Motion Picture Academy here in 1986 as a film collector and archivist, and they told me, how would you like to have your picture taken holding the Oscar? And I says, no, I didn't want to have that. I want to steal the Oscar.
Oh, that's about the only way I'd ever get one.
Yeah, and they said, no, you can't do that. And I said, why not? He said, well, we'll take a picture of you holding it. And I got that picture of me on here. Whether or not you can zoom in on it, I don't know. But
hold it up a little higher, maybe. I don't know
Yeah,
how much
that.
of a zooming capability
Yeah.
they have up here in Milwaukee. We kind of took them by surprise. I don't know.
well, anyway,
Well, I don't think they're really, but I saw the picture. It's legitimate. You and the Oscar together.
and anyway, we do. I had put out a DVD on it now,
Awesome.
right here, and we've got the two first monsters, the Nosferatu vampire and Edison's 1910 Frankenstein. And Nosferatu was made by Murnau in 1922. So a combination of the first two monsters, Edison's Frankenstein, Murnau's Dracula, is quite a combination all in one tape. It runs about 100 minutes. The Frankenstein film is about 14 minutes, and I have included a little booklet here describing in Edison's own kinetogram. Edison produced this when he released the film for promotion purposes, and within here we have Edison's complete synopsis of the film. And on this side I have the DVD pictures with an order form. So if anybody's interested, we have it available, plus a poster here too.
Oh.
Hey, what happened over
Hey, one
there?
of
Something's going
one of
wrong.
the dockets. Could you get that button
Yeah.
for us here? Oh, it's a
Okay.
wonderful poster, I see.
Yeah.
Except we're not really seeing it. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Can we get a zoom? Oh, yes, I see the poster. And this is really quite a great movie. I think more people should see it. I wish I could show it on Crimson Theater, but now you've agreed to let us show a clip of it on Crimson Theater. Would you like to introduce that, sir?
Right, because I know this is a clip joint here.
Okay.
And we'll go along with the clips. Okay, Doctor?
All right, whatever you say,
But I'm going
sir.
to give you a button.
Oh, all right.
Now you got all
Goose.
your buttons.
Yeah. Oh, at least
Yeah.
I got all my buttons finally
Right, that's
after
nice.
420 years.
So I'm going to take this off right now. I'm an honorary member of the Fort Lee Film Commission. That's the birthplace of motion pictures, by the way. And that is in New Jersey, Fort Lee, New Jersey. So now I'm going to put on my cap here with the season for not Halloween.
Uh-huh.
What is the season?
It's
Christmas.
not Halloween. Well,
No,
no,
it's
it's Halloween
Christmas.
on Crimson Theater.
Right, so we have
Having
to
a
give
scary Christmas
Christmas
out there.
is just due, correct?
Uh-huh.
So we'll put this on, and after that I'm going to give my just due to Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein and had it published in 1818. So that's a long time ago.
Okay.
But she started that whole business there of horror genres,
Oh,
and she deserves credit.
she gets a plenty
I'm
of
sure
credit
you
here on
liked
Crimson
it.
Theater. Oh,
Right.
yes. Oh, yes. There's a great movie you could check out called Gothic, which explains about the night that she wrote Frankenstein.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, there's all kinds of things going on, now, believe me. But you mentioned now, do we get to show the clip? We're not going to hold out on the doctor.
Yeah,
are you?
we'll hold the clip. But just to let you know that I call myself Father Time Reproductions, and I've been collecting film since 1928. I have probably 1 million feet of motion picture film in 2 houses at home, and the party who's going to be on next, my good friend Dick Golembayevsky, will explain a little bit more maybe about the film and other things. But anyway, that's what I call myself, Father Time Reproductions. I'll be getting out other films, including the 1912 Robin Hood, the first one.
Wow.
And this old sigh here, or sickle, whatever you want to call it, I've got Harvesting Movies Memory, so I can mow them down, see?
Oh,
like
mow 'em
that.
down on Crimson
Right,
Theater.
and now we're introducing the film, which I know the good doctor wants me to do. I'm going to do something Mr. Edison might have done if he were alive today. He would have added a disclaimer here, and a disclaimer would have read something like this. This film may please you. It may thrill you. It may mystify you. It may even horrify you. So if your nerves can't stand the strain, remember, you were warned.
Go to it, ghoulies. I'm scared already. All right, that was some absolutely fantastic silent footage, as well as some remarkable camera work as well here on Crimson Theater. You know, that's the way things are kind of Crimson Theater. You know, our motto is, this week might be our best show, but it probably won't. But maybe next week's will be better. But then again, probably not. Anyway, we're always having a good time on Crimson Theater, and I believe that effect was created by burning a puppet and then filming it and then playing the film backwards. Amazing what they could do with those silent films. They didn't even have the technology of film already figured out, and they were already making some awesome movies. The Phantom of the Opera is another one I want to get real quick to here on Crimson Theater. I just love the whole horror genre, and I love those Godzilla movies, and that's why I'm going to be the Time Cinema, of course, on the 27th around 7 o'clock for the opening of Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah. And for all those people that might want to see the doc but not the movie, I'll hang around out in front of the theater a while for you. And unless I get a ticket for loitering up here in Milwaukee, that could happen. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. And but they wouldn't mess with the future mayor of Kenosha, I don't think. And, you know, we're going to shake things up in Kenosha. And I'd like to encourage all my ghoulies to get out there and either vote or, of course, just, you know, run for office. It's not as hard as you think. And more people need to get involved. Otherwise, they just sit around the house complaining about the way things work out, you know.
And if you can run for office, anybody can.
That's right. I think it's America. And if a guy that runs around in black and white makeup and occasionally wears a wig wants to run for mayor in Kenosha or in America, then I think that's the American dream, and we should live up
proves
to
what a
that.
great country we live in.
But now I know you guys are waiting for a little bit more of that fantastic Godzilla film, Godzilla Raids Again. I know I am, and I can't wait to see Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah. I'll tell you what, this ghoulie has been a Godzilla fan his whole life.
This Saturday.
You know, and we're not like some of those other horror hosts that have other duties at the TV station. We're doing it because we want to do it, and that's what makes Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater different than the rest.
Yes.
And you know, I will hold my head up with pride in that. Any case, ghoulies, you get to Godzilla Raids Again on Dr. Destruction's Crimson Theater, where you get the ham and the cheese. Cool.
We got cheese?
All right, ghoulies, how about that Japanese Godzilla destruction going on there? And, you know, that was the first monster that Godzilla ever did battle with, Anguirus, who later teamed up with him in other movies as his buddy, and they beat up on the other monsters, and that was one of Godzilla's #1 handymen, kind of like Scary Perry. Anyway, we've got Charles Bruss here, and this is really exciting because you are doing a book?
Yeah.
On
Well, I'm working on a book about the history of Wisconsin drive-in theaters, just trying to preserve the history of one of America's great pastimes.
Oh, that's a great thing. We met at the Keno Drive-In in beautiful Kenosha during the what was it? Was Jeepers Creepers 2, Freddy versus Jason, and the Rob Zombie House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yep.
I met you there, and we talked about what you were doing. And I told you I've had some experience with the drive-in theater, of course, with my haunted bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's another story. I'll have to give you a picture of that.
Oh,
but,
definitely.
So how's it going with the book and everything?
It's an ongoing process. I'm still in the process of gathering pictures, information, interviews. Right now I'm actually working on a documentary of the 41 Twin that was in Milwaukee.
Oh, I see.
We're putting that together right now. Hopefully it'll be done in the next few months.
Is there still any drive-ins active here up in Milwaukee?
The two closest ones are the Keno Drive-In in Kenosha, the 18 Outdoor in Jefferson.
Which is closer, Jefferson or Kenosha?
Kenosha by 5-6 miles maybe.
Oh, you Milwaukee ghoulies ought to come down and check out the Keno Outdoor. It's really still got the vibe, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's ever been closed. It's
Nope.
They tore down the Mid-City. Now, that was a shame, but
Yeah.
they tore that one down. But the Keno, my friend James runs the Keno Outdoor. He's been a good friend of mine for years.
Yep.
So it's always great to hang out in the film room and get those memories. Even though you don't get the little funny boxes everybody used to steal in the old days. But
Yeah.
I imagine you have one of those. In your
I've got a
collection.
few. Yeah.
I thought so.
Although I never stole any.
Okay,
but
of course not.
No,
No,
actually.
mine was given to me as a gift. I know,
Yeah.
but people used to drive off and they tear off and things like that.
Yeah, usually
you know.
break their windows.
But yeah, we were trying to bring back the old all-night monster movie marathon.
Yep.
Of course, Scary Perry was there with the Hearst Club. Gravesites Hearst Club, if none of my ghoulies in Milwaukee know about that. But I see you brought some pictures.
Yeah,
I don't know how much we can
I
see.
don't know if they'll show up or not. These are some pictures.
I think if the dock holder
I'll
will
let you
maybe
hold
get
them
a
up.
little bit closer shot of those.
That's a picture of the Highway 29 drive-in just before it opened in 1949.
Okay.
At Sid Jack Goldberg proudly showing off one of the car speakers. And these photos will be in the book.
Okay. Don't you have one of our very own Kenosha
Oh,
Kino
you
outdoor
betcha.
in the assembly process?
Yep, this is where
Oh, there it is. I love it, Ghoulies.
Yep.
Oh, how awesome.
May 18th, 1949, the Kino opened.
Oh, yeah. See, there it is, Ghoulies. I tell you what, that pretty much looks like it now. I mean, a
Yep.
little bit more well-built, but...
Well, that's the original screen size. When they widened it for CinemaScope,
I see.
you can see it on the screen tower now, the parts that stick out from the step part of the back of the screen.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And one more, maybe?
These are the kind of pictures I'm always looking for. This is a wedding party. The bride and groom actually worked at the Highway 10 outdoor in Wapaka
Oh.
in the early 50s, and they decided to stop at the drive-in and get a group photo. And as you can see, there's the screen tower in the background and the marquee. And I just love these old people photos, I call them.
Oh, I do too. They've got some good ones at the Kino. I have a lot of memories, of course, with the Roosevelt Theater in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's where I saw a lot of these Godzillas when I was a little ghoulie, like the Ghoulies. But it was always a great time, and I like the nostalgia of the horror genre. That necessarily doesn't apply to the Kinos or the outdoors, but
Well, I did remember in 1994 I saw a Dust to Dawn at the 41 Twin.
okay.
They had Faces of Death Part 1 and 2, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
Oh my God, that must have been a massacre at the drive-in, huh?
Oh yeah, I remember about 3:10 in the morning. I just said I'm going home. I couldn't stay awake.
Oh, you couldn't take it. Well, that honestly, that's what happened. I kind of pooped out before the Rob Zombie movie too. I couldn't. After Freddy versus Jason, I don't know.
Yeah.
The splatter films have gotten to the laughable state at this point. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
We're
you still
so
gotta love 'em.
desensitized. I don't know. I'm looking much more forward to Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah this
Yep.
weekend. I'll tell you what. Now that I saw Godzilla 2000, there's nothing that's been that cool that I've seen. I don't know. Looks like that the Japanese are out to make Godzilla truly King of the Monsters with 25 sequels, and no doubt they're working on another one.
Oh, yeah.
And they just keep getting better, and they've reinvented their whole movie genre far better than anyone else has done. That's for sure. I mean,
Oh.
the Universal Mummy, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I worked at the 41 Twin the last 2 years it was open, and I remember coming out of the concession stand one night, walking across the lot when they were showing Godzilla 2000, I believe it was,
Uh-huh.
and just to see on that huge screen that big of a monster.
All right.
You know.
Well, how did they get a hold of you real quick here?
Well, I have a website that you can learn about my book project, and if anybody's got any photos of any Milwaukee area drive-in theaters, the 15 outdoor, it's www.driveinthroughwisconsin.com. That's drive-in with a hyphen in between.
Okay.
And through is THRU, and then Wisconsin spelled all the way out.
Well, we'll have to throw a link on our website to yours or
Hey,
something.
that'd be
and,
great.
That'll be awesome. Anyway, Ghoulies, looks like you got to get back to some of that hot, gigantus, Godzilla, Anguillus action. A lot of fire going on in here. You got a little fire in your wire on Crimson Theater. Now go get to the movie. All right, Ghoulies, more of that thunder thigh action there, rubber Godzilla style. I like these movies, Dick. But anyway, we've got Dick Neitlinger here, done several articles for Scary Monsters magazine, as well as you do have the Milwaukee Horror Host website. Am I correct?
The Milwaukee Horror Host website, right? It's www.milwaukee-horror-hosts.com, and it's got the history of Milwaukee Horror Hosts from the first one back in 1958, Bob Hirsch, who played the advisor, all the way up to some guy named Dr. Destruction.
Uh-oh. Yeah, well, how about that? Now I'll be officially a Milwaukee Horror Host for real. I've been on here for about a year or so, and now I'm going to be doing live shows twice every month, I think. 7:30 on Tuesday nights, Ghoulies, the live edition, and then, of course, there'll be playbacks. But I understand you've got some new things happening with your website. Perry, will you keep your business out of my hair, please?
I'm so sorry, sir. That got away from me.
All right. Do you have some new...
Yeah, the website is more than just the Horror Hosts, of course. It's also